Environmental social governance, or we call it ESG, the corporate movement to invest in companies that promote progressive policies on the environment and social issues, it may soon be coming to an end.
BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager, may be looking to put the investment movement behind them, with BlackRock CEO Larry Fink saying he no longer uses the term ESG because he's ashamed to be part of it because it's politicized.
Joining us now, Fox News contributor, National Review senior fellow, and The War on the West author, Douglas Murray. Douglas, good to see you. So, could it be so good that ESG is a thing of the past, or is ESG really alive at places like BlackRock with just a different name?
Well, quite. First of all, one of BlackRock's explanations for doing this is they've just done so well and made so many advances in ESG that it doesn't have to be such a priority in the future. Believe that if you like, Sean. The bigger and more obvious case here is BlackRock, which is a huge fund. I mean, it has around 10 trillion of assets in management. That BlackRock actually is realizing, as so many companies, asset funds, and others are realizing, that the stakeholders are actually unhappy about this. Many people have woken up in recent years to the fact that just as DEI in the public sector is a great big crock, so ESG in these other sectors is a great crock. It's a way to cover over often corporate malfeasance by saying, but look at all the good we do. We're so good on DEI. We're so good on ESG.
I just wanted to point out, Douglas, they're saying that they supported only 7% of these environmental and social considerations in the most recent year, and that was down from 22%. And then 47% in the previous 2 years. But part of it is because these proposals have become so granular and specific that they can't get on board with them. It's all hogwash, and he's trying to make, Larry Fink, people go away and stop looking at what they're doing. That's my...
Absolutely. And as you know, as you and I have discussed before, we all know that this was always something that should have been a red flag. The companies who are doing this were always trying to cover something over. Larry Fink, perhaps more than anyone else.
Yep. Yeah, really good point. Douglas, I want you to take a look at this chart, because birth rates in the UK and the US have been declining for at least a decade now. This is not my family's problem. I have 9 kids. I've been doing my part. But according to Professor Sarah Harper, the director of the Oxford Institute of Population Aging, says, it's a good thing for our planet. She says, quote, it's a good thing that the high-income, high-consuming countries of the world are reducing the number of children that they're having. I'm quite positive about that. She goes on to say that declining fertility in rich countries would help to address the, quote, general overconsumption that we have at the moment. So bad thing, isn't this, for the future of, the UK and the US? And I'm confused by why someone from the UK or the US would think this is ever a good thing to not have babies. They bring so much joy.
First of all, there's always been this Malthusian movement, hasn't there? There are too many of us. We've got to cut the numbers down. It's always anti-human. And as I always like to say, these people present human beings as being the problem, when in fact, we are the point. But that aside, what's always interesting about people like this is I have a challenge for them, which they can never answer, which is this. Can you find a way to also encourage and praise a population decline in, say, Africa or India? Give it a go. See if you're brave enough. Go on. Fill your boots up. Now, that's the interesting thing to me, is that these people only ever do it when they say, we're so pleased to see, for instance, you saw this with John Oliver and others before the last American census, remember? They said there's a fall in the white population in America, and the studio audience all cheered. It's like, try it with anyone else. I do not see why we should be celebrating birth rate declines in the developed world. The developed world is the organ and the solution base for all of the problems, not just of the developed world, but the developing world. So actually, it would be bad news for everyone.
Douglas Murray, humans are not the problem. We are the point. I love that point. Thank you so much. Point. Always wonderful. Douglas Murray.
We're starting a pro-natalist party, Doug. Douglas. That sounds filthy, but I didn't mean it to be filthy.
Douglas Murray,
Douglas.
Thank you.